Hello, everybody. Stephen Jackson here of People's Depot and People's Depot Podcast. It is my privilege to really share some great information I got. I really want to show you something. I'm at a 7K event, and hopefully everybody remembers I'm in gold and silver. I've been doing podcasts with Miles Standish, who's no longer with us, but I've been doing podcasts. I've been sharing information about gold and silver. And I got the opportunity to get a special coin. Now, this coin, we're going to talk about this coin because it's special. Yeah, just look at the beauty of that coin. So this is a commemoration of the jet that was used to break the sound barrier. Beautiful coin, beautifully mastered, PF70 series. It was actually graded by NGC. And so I wanted to share this with my audience because I hadn't been doing videos much ever since the passing of Miles. It just took something out of me. But I was at our annual event and I was just fired up about this coin. And the interesting thing about when they do coins, they always do the story. You can see there's a story card here. You may not be able to see the story, but they always have a nice story card. And in my training on gold and silver, we talked about numismatic coins, which is what this is. You can see this is very thick. So this is not your average numismatic coin. It's a 5-ounce coin. But we talked about what gives a coin its value. And it's three things. It's the design, the beautiful design, the story, and the rarity. There were only 1,181 of these coins produced. So when you compare it to the amount of people in the world today, you can see just how rare this coin is. And this will shoot up in value, I kid you not. And in fact, when I purchased it, it had already increased in value. So it's just really to go to show you. But this particular time, I was able to get a bullion. Now this is a bullion of that very coin. And it is beautiful. And the reason I got the bullion, because oftentimes I've gotten coins like this. And when they're in the case, you're like, man, I'd love to feel this coin. But you know you can't do it. Because if you do, you damage the value by breaking this case. A simple crack in this case, this coin can be worth $1 million. You crack the case, it'll probably be only worth the silver that's in here. So that's why that's so important. I had the opportunity to actually get the silver bullion. Now this is 5 ounces of silver, beautifully mastered. I got it upside down. Sorry about that. Beautifully mastered. Just take a look at this. I gotta present this right so you can really see this coin for what it really is. Hopefully it's zeroed in. You can see some of the details and some of the writing. And then you can look back on the back of it and see the detail as well. Now look at the very side of it. You can see those ridges in there, just how detailed this coin is. Hopefully you can see that. You hold it there steady and maybe we'll get a good view of that. But the thing about this coin, what was so valuable about this coin, what amazed me about this coin, you always hear the impression when they made you, they broke the mold. Well, when they made this coin, they broke the mold. They broke the mold 18 times. The designers or the mentors of the coin, the ones that were making the coin, actually called the designers of the coin and say, hey, we can't produce it. We broke 18 mold. They said, do it again. The 19th mold, this was the outcome. Beautifully mastered coin. Video break. Now let's watch Chuck Yeager's reenactment of breaking the sound barrier.
Mach 1 is the speed in which sound waves travel. If you could surpass it, you could fly faster than sound itself. But up until 1947, anyone who tried experienced a deadly phenomenon: violent turbulence and loss of control function, sometimes ending in tragedy. At the end of World War II, the U.S. was in a race to address the issue. many didn't think it could be overcome. So when the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics and the U.S. Air Forces teamed up and commissioned Bell Aircraft to build a supersonic plane, the question they faced wasn't how to break the sound barrier, but if it was possible. For that, they'd need a very courageous pilot. Captain Chuck Yeager was a veteran of World War II, a fighter pilot of such skill that he'd once shot down 5 enemy planes in one day. Even as he climbed into the cockpit of the experimental rocket plane, the XS-1, on a mission to do the impossible, he did so with 2 broken ribs from an accident just days before. Undisclosed to his fight team for fear they'd stop him from flying.
Morning!
Morning, sir.
How you feeling this morning, Yeager?
Oh, just about right.
Dropped out of the belly of a B-29 bomber at 25,000 feet. Yeager let the XS-1 rip in his 9th attempt to reach Mach 1. During his 8th flight, he'd narrowly escaped disaster when his controls froze up just shy of the goal. This time, he would use an untested method to control the plane, an unadjustable horizontal stabilizer on the tail of the aircraft that allowed it to be moved manually out of the way of buffeting sound waves and hopefully push the plane into Mach 1. If it didn't work, he likely wouldn't be returning from the flight. Inside the cockpit, Yeager increased his speed to Mach 97. Suddenly, the plane's instruments froze. For a few heart-stopping moments, it seemed that something terrible had happened. And then he heard it. The world's first sonic boom.
In the video break, returning to the original video. So there's a lot of story to this coin. It's not only about behind the coin, what the coin represents, but what it took to make it. Imagine acquiring a fine piece of silver like this. Imagine acquiring numismatic coins. Now, when I don't only present information about numismatic coins, bullions, or whatever. I do it on all of them, whether it be bullions, numismatic coins, bars, whatever the case may be. There's so many benefits to 7K. We get coins like this, we get bullions, we get regular silver eagles, gold eagles, bars, whatever you choose. Authentic, authenticated, the real deal. But not only that, there's so many other benefits with 7K. I mean, right now I was able to actually do a self-directed RA backed by silver. I rolled over a 401k and did a self-directed RA. Now, 7K is not the facilitator of that. They actually provide the precious metals, but they have the connection to the facilitator, and so I can control it. I mean, I never knew what was really involved, so I actually had the facilitator, actually got the vault, it's vaulted, everything. They actually got a vault where you can store your precious metals, one person touches it just one time, that is to hand it over to the robotic equipment that will install your precious metals in the vault. They install it, categorize it, and everything. If you need to take a picture, the robot will go in there, get it, pull it out, take the picture, send it to you, all in 18 seconds. They have the most sophisticated equipment. And the only time someone will touch it after it is turned in to the vault is when you actually receive it. So let's say if you call and you say, I want this particular coin, robotic will go in and get it. They'll ship it out FedEx. And the only time it's touched is when you open the package and touch it. That's how sophisticated this is. I talked about the importance of gold and silver because of our economy, because of the inflation. Inflation is how you protect. I mean, inflation, precious metals is how you protect your assets, your monies from inflation. Because with precious metals, it's stabilized. I mean, your currency can drop flat. It can drop rock bottom. But if you had taken your fiat currency that you have and put it in gold and silver, then it's protected. Because while the other currency around your currency drops rock bottom, yours is still of value and increasing in value because you put it in precious metals. So I thought I would share this with you. I was just so excited about this coin. I mean, beautiful. I never really, I have numismatic coins. I have 5-ounce coins, but I never really held it, a coin that was actually designed in this way. I mean, I have tons of bullions. There's silver eagles, things like that. I hold them all the time, and I'm still even impressed with them. But hold this in your hand. That's impressive. So I wanted to share this with you. Again, all I have left to say is, see you later.